today we will be focusing on the research paper. Yes. So the first question that comes is why research, why we want to do it. So this is the idealistic answer that, we want to create a research mindset and can promote curiosity. What could be the, the main reason for writing a research paper? Okay. So have you heard this phrase, demand, supply and demand? Do you know this word, supply and demand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think a research paper is demanded and that is why we are supplying it? Okay, in a sense, I'm not sure about your all background, but a few of you might be bachelors, a few of you might be master students, or maybe even a PhD students. Yes. So maybe for your further studies, for your further application, you need some amount of research. Okay, in the form of maybe research article or research paper that tells the world that you have done this thing. Yes. So isn't it a demanding thing that you want to supply? Yes.
Yes.
And based upon how you supply it, or how well it is written, or how well you have presented whatever you have done, you will be kind of ranked or kind of judged in the research world. Okay, maybe especially if you're applying for some job or some further studies. Yes. Or maybe looking forward for some collaborations. What speaks for you is your research. Yes, and that is why today we are having this class on research writing. Is it clear to now all of you why are we investing our 1 hour onto it?
Yes.
Yes, because why is very important. Okay, so why do we do research? Because we want to validate our intuition that this is what we have thought, and using these methods we have done it. And then whatever methods you have done, that is you want to portray that, and it is demand of the job, and for publication and patents, of course. But the most important point is demand. That is why we are doing this course to fulfill the demand and portray ourselves in a much better manner. Okay. Now, maybe not now, but in later time, a few of you might be in academics or maybe in the industry. Okay, you might be knowing that you might have read or at least knew about research paper. Yes.
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes, ma'am.
everyone knows the word research paper and might have seen it somewhere or the other. So after the title, what comes in a research paper? After the title in a research paper, if you might have seen research paper, what comes in the research paper? Just after the title. Anyone? Okay, if you don't know, just Google any.
Abstract.
What?
Abstract.
Abstract. Before abstract. Before abstract, after title, and before abstract.
Author names and their organizations.
Author names in it. Okay. So now you are at a very starting phase of your research career. Yes. Maybe 10 years from now, your research would be seen by other people. For example, you might have researched on, say, Virgo supercluster. Yes. Or maybe universe expansion. And if I am looking forward to start something in the field of this universe expansion, I would be looking forward for papers in universe expansion. Yes. And somewhere I will be finding your name and trying to collaborate with you or get you for my work, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now you might be knowing that a lot of industries are also going into the outer space research. Yes. So where do or how do these industries actually grab the talent which is available in the world? They go with the research flow, that what the people have done and is it matching with what they want to do, and if yes, then they do approach it. Okay, so that is also one of the key concept why this research writing is important. Now the first important thing before you start doing something is you have to choose a subject, or on what broader perspective are you doing a research. Okay, so how we will go through this particular classes, whatever you have done so far, we will take it as an example and we will try to formulate the things onto it. Okay? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for
Okay.
that, I will be needing your help because I have not attended the classes. Who has attended the classes? You all have attended the classes, yes? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing is we need to decide the broader subject, or what is the broader field in which we want to do the research. So in your particular course, what is the name of your course? Astronomical data science. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is the broader subject? The astronomical data science in itself is a broader subject. So now the first thing that we have done is we have decided that on what particular subject are we going to do it. Now, as per your experience, what have you already done in this course? Have you reached the stage of heard the word black hole detection in this course?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So can we take it as a specific object that what we want to do? Yes, based on our experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now the next thing what we will do is reading the content of what is already available, or how black hole detection has been done. Yes, because what are we doing? We are not doing searching. What we are doing? We are doing researching. Yes. So we'll research about that topic, that how it has already been done in the past, and now what are the techniques we are using, and then we will come up with our original uh, some original concept that this is how we have done, how it is beneficial, and what is the plus merits and demerits of this particular method. Is it clear to all of you what is the broader topic that we are going to focus on? Astronomical data science for black hole detection, what has already been done, what we are doing, and how it is good or bad. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anywhere you get stuck or you want to know more, just unmute and let me know. Okay. So before we start our research, the most important thing is we plan, we strategize, and we divide the time. Okay. So what do you think when we do a research work? What should be done first? Should we first do the work and then write, or how the cycle should start? Okay, so the first thing that was topic selection, and at this stage we have done the topic selection. Our topic is black hole detection. Okay, now after this, what should be done? Should I directly go jump into the black hole detection in implementation part of it? Can I do that?
No.
No, we cannot do that. For doing anything, what do we need is we need two questions: how it can be done, and what are the factors or what are the resources that are required. Okay, or what, for example, what data is required, what method is required, what we want to achieve. Okay, so all these things, how I will get answer? I will get answer by reading the available literature on that topic. Yes. Okay, so, and based on it I decide my time. So suppose you want to finish your when you go for a PhD or when you go for a master's, you have a time of 1 year to do your project, especially in masters. Okay, so then you divide your time into, you give some months for literature review, some months for formalizing your methodology, some months for a pilot study, some months for total implementation, and then to write a research paper. Okay. Okay. So when you go for a research, you actually directly don't jump into the research. You take out the time for your literature review. After literature review, you go on to formulating your method. Then after formulating your method, you do something called as pilot study. So can any one of you tell me what is a pilot study? Anyone? Okay, pilot study is like on a smaller data set, you do the work. Okay, so after the pilot study, you actually come to know whether this particular method is giving you what you want or not. Okay, so after the pilot study, you formalize your methodology completely, and then after you do your research on the whole, and then you do your writing. Okay, So this is the way you go ahead with the research, any research you are doing onto. Okay. Then after it, how the research should be. Suppose we are working on the black hole detection. So we cannot just bluntly go and say, "Na, this is the one of the galaxy on which black hole is present. We are, taking out the black hole from this galaxy." Can we just go and simply say these things? Yes, no?
No.
No, no. We have to arrange it in a very systematic manner. Systematic manner as in why this particular galaxy, why this particular research, why this particular methodology, what are the new things, what is it connection with the previous thing, and it should be very logical, and it the conclusion should be empirical. So what do we mean by empirical? Empirical means believable. Yes. If I say that this is now it is night, will you all agree it is night? Yes, no?
Yes.
Because one thing is you already know. Okay, but how? But in a research, you all know the things, but you have to empirically prove it. So maybe I will take my camera and show you outside the window view, and I'll say sun is not there, so it is night. Are you getting my points? That there are certain things that we know, but we have to empirically prove it in a research. Yes? Did you get my point? What do we mean by empirical? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So now, how the research should be. I hope you got an idea that whenever you are doing anything or writing, you should, after writing, you should see whether my content is systematic, is it forming a logic, and is my conclusion supported by some supporting arguments. And this night example, if you believe, this is like something everyone knows, but in a paper, we have to prove it. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of a research? Okay, so there are multiple types of research papers, I can say. So at different levels, some would be maybe for a conference. So in a conference, you need not to prove something, or you need not to have the code, and it need not to be the best until unless you go for a very good conference. Then there are something called as journal papers. So depending on the journal, the quality of the paper should be there. Then there are I say is hi-fi papers. Hi-fi papers, as in they are made for a very good conference or a maybe very good journal. So depending on what is the quality of research or where you want to portray, you have to decide upon the things about the what are the things that should be there in your paper. Okay, and after the conference hi-fi papers, the another thing comes is patent. Whether whatever your methodology was, you can tell that to the world that this is my methodology, and get a patent over it. Okay. So these are the type of research writing that you can do. Either it can be for a conference, it can be for a journal paper, it can be for a very good conference or a very good journal, or it could be for a patent. Depending upon where are you portraying it, depending on where are you portraying it, we need to put a little bit of things onto it. Okay. So yes. So suppose if okay, yes. So the first thing is in your research, may it be any kind of research for a conference, journal, patent, your objective should be very clear. That what are the research papers, what are the research questions that you are answering. Okay. So how do we come to this objective? Yes. Is that question in your mind? How we will get to know what is the question or what is the objective of my paper? It's as simple as I want to find a black hole in this particular galaxy, say NGC 6946. That's one of the firework galaxy. Okay. So how do you come to formulate this research question? Any clue? How do you objectify what are you doing? Okay, I will give you an example. We want to write a research on black hole detection using data science. Okay, it's a simple one, but how do we write it in terms of a research question or as a research. If I just want to, find a black hole using data science, it would be as equivalent to as doing in an industry. But when you are writing a research paper, it has to be presented like a research. Yes. So to present like a research, there are two things: is what are you finding? This is the one question that we need to answer. So we need to objectify our thing. So maybe can you tell like some of the questions we can put as a research? Like what could be the research question that this particular paper is answering? Okay, so in a research paper, any of the person who is reviewing the paper finds out two things. Okay, first thing is what is the objective? Okay, what is the objective of your research? So here our objective is black hole detection. The second thing that we look forward for, that what is the research question that you are trying to find out? Its objective is black hole detection. Hundreds of people might have done it before. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So this research question actually answers to the people who are reading it is how your research is different from the other researchers. Okay, so here in this black hole detection, my objective could be black hole detection. Okay, so I'm writing in short, black hole detection using data science on particular galaxy, on some galaxy. Okay, then what are the questions it is answering? So maybe question number one could be like answering the presence of or knowing the presence of black hole in this galaxy, in particular galaxy. Okay, then application of data science for astronomical exploration. Yes, application of data science for like astronomical exploration. Yes. Then what could be the another question? Just think over it. What could be the question that you can put to tell that how your research is different from the other people who have already researched on black hole detection? Okay, just giving an example. Is data science a better methodology or a better or a quicker methodology, better way for automated black hole detection? Yes. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
That what is
Yes,
objective and what is research question? Yes. Okay. So research question is one thing that people are looking forward, that how your research is different from the other research. Then if you are doing it, if you want to present, okay, so maybe today's lecture will not be useful to you tomorrow. Yes. But maybe down the line, maybe 1 year from now or 2 years from now, trust me, this will be very, very helpful to you. Okay. So the another thing is replicable. So I was telling you that, there are different kind of platforms where you can present your work. So if it is a hi-fi paper or a patent, you should always have like the code or something, or to some extent something to tell that, whatever you have done is reproducible. If you are doing it for one galaxy, you can do it for the another galaxy and the results will be correct. Okay, it would be transmittable. Matlab you can transmit this code to others also. Others as in like, once you have taken the patent, that thing is transferable to the industry maybe. Then you would have taken the accurate measurements. So by here measurements as in the data what you are taking is accurate, whatever in the conclusion, how you in the results, whatever you are presenting is accurate. However you are quantifying your result is proper. Okay, now in the further sections we will see what do I mean by quantifying the results. Okay, and everything should be designed and conducted and should be helpful in the perspective application. Okay, so far we have broadly got an idea till what is a research, why we are doing the research, what are the main components, how we should do a research, how we should start a research. Yes. Now we will focusing on to the research writing. So far clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all getting something
Yes,
out
ma'am.
of this class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first thing that you need to do is you need to define your objective. Okay, so when we try to define our objective, see here it is like black hole detection. Try to keep it like very simple, uh, and so that it is. See, suppose if I say the presence of SO2 in the air of Delhi, or in the region surrounded between the like the central plateau and Himalayas, would you be interested in reading such a sophisticated research? Yes, no? The moment you see it, what will you do? Turn the page. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so instead if I write increasing greenhouse gases in the region of Delhi, then you would be interested to go in detail and see that what it is, and maybe in the further when I'm defining the objective, and when I'm coming to the research questions, I can come to the SO2. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how it should be simple, broad to coming to the narrow perspective. And you should always use the opportunity. What do I mean by opportunity? If I give example of this Delhi, okay, so on Delhi so many reports are coming, so many recent articles are coming, new what it is causing, what are the complications it is creating. Okay, so that defines the opportunity for that research. Yes. For example, in the space industry, if something is buzzing, okay, that opportunity you should grab to choose your research objective. Okay, and always discuss before you finalize that this is the research I'm going to do. It is always a good idea to discuss with the other people and get their inputs onto it, because once you have started, it's very difficult to move back. Yes. So before you decide your objective, you should keep in mind that it should be simple, representing a broader picture, but coming finally to a narrow objective based upon the opportunity, whatever is available in the current scenario, or and always it's good idea to discuss. So after you have chosen a topic, decided your timeline, you need to conduct the research, then organize the research and ideas, draft a paper, and revise and re-edit it again. Okay, so this is like the broad thing how your research should go. Now what is literature search? So how many of you know about this Google Scholar, ResearchGate? Okay, then this Corpus Index journals, and so IEEE. Okay, so these are the platforms where you can find the research articles relevant to your thing. So whatever you are doing, in whichever field you want to do, just grab articles, like grab good articles, read their abstract, the articles you find that you should go beyond the abstract, go beyond the abstract, and find the research gaps, that what is there that is lacking in this research, what is there that this way this work would have been done in a better manner. Yes, or what is there that this research is not able to portray, or what is there that has not been done yet. For example, there are 10 galaxies. Out of them, on 8 galaxies some experiment has been done, on the other 2 it is not done. That is also a gap area. Yes. Okay, so gap area could be in 3 forms. The first gap area could be based upon the data analysis. The one example I gave, that there are 10 galaxies, out of which on 8 it is not done. Okay, so one is based upon the data analysis, that now what you are doing, that on this galaxy it is not done, you are doing. Another gap area is these words. Why I am telling you is like next time you will be reading a research paper, you will be focusing that how you have to find the research gap. Yes, because everyone says find research gap, but how many of you actually know how to find a research gap? Yes, is it helpful?
Yes.
Okay, so another thing is method improvisation. And the third thing is, if the research, whatever is done, is not supported well or is not empirically proven well, then you can also, give your improvement onto it. Okay. For example, giving a simple example uh, regarding this classification. Okay, suppose I want to divide my land into agriculture land and non-agriculture land. There's already paper available that they have done using the some technology. You can also, do the same technology and support it with this, like, I have taken the ground truth values also that are telling that, whatever research has been done, uh, it is this much percent correct, or it is this much percent not correct, or here is the uh, place of error, whatever it is coming. Okay, so detailing more onto it is also a type of a research gap. Okay, so after you have found a research gap and you have, defined your objective, the next thing is, okay, you need to prepare your synopsis, that how are you going to do. Okay, this is a very important step. You directly don't jump into it. Before you jump into any research, you should always write at least, like, 1 page to 3 page, something that, this is what I am doing, this is what I want, and this is the approximate method how I will be doing. And then you need to go for a then you need to procure the whatever you want. Here in the astronomical data set, the two things that are needed is the skill, okay, data science skill, and the second thing, that is the data and the information about it. Okay, then you do a preliminary experiment, execute it on the particular project, and take the measurements, and then we go on to taking the results, then interpreting from the results and writing our thing. So in general, what people think that, what a research is like, taking a whatever research question we got from the literature, formulating the goal, doing it, interpreting it, and that's all. No, it is not yet. Okay, we again go on to the same thing unless and until we find that, whatever we have done is sufficient enough for the paper. For example, if I have written a paper on, extracting in the sense, like, extracting, say, okay, again going on to the black hole, extracting black holes. You have already written a paper with the data science, but after reading the paper you have found that, it is something lacking, it is not sufficient. Okay, then you can add on to, how like why black holes are there, all those things also. Or maybe on the formulation you can do another research, that, on what type of galaxies this kind of black hole formation is seen rapidly. Maybe initially you would have planned that for one galaxy you will be doing black hole detection and writing a research, but after a couple of time you find that, this is not sufficient. You go on to doing it for, like, say, 4 galaxies. Then you see that, what is the difference between the type of black holes there, why the difference is there. So that's how our research continues. So you might have seen that, suppose if some of the professor is working on universe expansion, for long period of time they'll be working on universe expansion. Yes, yes, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is how, the research continues. And that is also one of the reasons that, when you want to quantify what you have done and want to improve upon it, add upon it, you always should have a material of what you have done, that is the previous research. Okay, so yes, okay, so this is like, so before research writing we have pre-writing, that is synopsis. Then when you have already done the work, then we do writing, and then post writing is when we correct that word. Okay, so now coming on to the basic structure of the research paper, like exactly what it has. So this, most of you would be knowing: abstract, introduction, literature review, methodology, result, discussion, conclusion, references, and appendices. Okay, so but what is there in each of this is what we will be studying or doing now. Okay, so as and when we will be doing it, I am expecting inputs from you. So are you all ready for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At least 3 inputs per question. Okay. So let us see what is the abstract. So abstract is kind of a paragraph that briefly introduces the reader that what are you doing, why are you doing, what is your probable methodology, what are the results and findings that you have found. Okay. So we take a simple example of black hole detection. Okay. So I want two of you to tell me one sentence that you would be including in your abstract. Come on, any one of you. It's okay. Like, this is not a class here. No one is judging you. Yes. This is a free platform where you can explore yourself. Yes. Come on.
Probably a small definition of what black holes are.
Okay. You would be defining what black holes are.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many of you know Hindi over here? Okay. Okay. So most of you are like a little familiar with Hindi. So I'm not sure how many of you, but I'm a Marwadi. So we have a saying, खिचड़ी के 5 यार, अचार, पापड़, दही, चटनी, और one more thing, or ghee. Okay, so similar to that, in the abstract also, there are 5 things that any reader would be looking forward for. First thing is why you have done it, what you have done, then how you have done, what is the conclusion you came with, and how it is helping or how it is improving upon whatever it is available. Okay, the sequence could be different. For example, what you have done, how it is improving, like that you can write, or maybe after why you can write what is the gap, and then what you have done. Okay, so now shall we try for our this black hole detection thing? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So go ahead. Any one of you can speak about this why. Come on. Simply, like in a simple layman terms. Okay, you want me to start? Okay.
Yes.
So simply I can write that black hole detection is maybe is a way out, or is a way to understand the formation of universe. Formation of universe. We have many galaxies in which the black hole is are coming, and one of them. Okay, so black hole detection is a way to understand the formation of universe. Then suppose I'm doing. Have you heard about this firework galaxy, or you have worked with it, NGC 6946? Okay, so just taking an example, that suppose this galaxy, firework galaxy, is an active galaxy, like where this star formation and star the black holes are coming and going. It's a firework. The star formation rate is high. Okay, so firework galaxy is an active galaxy which can be a suitable which can be suitable for to explore the secrets of universe. Okay, so this is I'm writing in a simple words. After reading the papers, we will be finding the sophisticated words to write the same. But the first draft that you will be having is always a amalgamation of simple lines that you want to tell to the audience. Okay, so firework is an active galaxy which is suitable to explore the uh, the unfound thing, explore the maybe the can any one of you guide me? Or maybe in my simple words, I can write the secrets of universe. Okay, so this is what is my why explained. Yes, why and little bit on what data. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Now the second point is gap. In gap, what can I write? In gap, I can simply express in terms of it, like, so far researchers have been like, or maybe you can write that I'll not write because it's taking a lot of time. I'll just speak up. So in the gap, you can write like, with the growing technology, a lot of data is coming on a daily basis, and we are not able to process the data very fast. So we need like, better methods, say this data science, to come up with a conclusion faster. So far observation methods were used, and with the improvement in the technology, uh, a huge data can be handled very easily, and that is why we are in this particular project we will be using the data science to find out the whatever we want to find out, say here black hole in the particular galaxy. And it is an improvement on the before methods that used to take up a long observations. So here I have explained that how, and in conclusion we can write that in this particular galaxy there is a possibility of a twin black hole. So like that we can write our abstract. Are you all clear with it, what our abstract should have?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the version 1 of abstract. Okay, so this version 1 is written before you have started writing the paper. After that, usually, or this is maybe my technique, when you write your whole paper, you are better with your words and you are better with the concepts. You rewrite your abstract explaining the same thing but in a different manner. Are you all clear with it?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so the another thing is abstract should always be very crisp. It should not have anything more or anything less. Okay, it should be stating the minimum facts available. Like, no literature we want to portray over here. We just want to say the direct things. Okay, so it should have the minimum facts of what is already available, what is not available. We need not to tell in the abstract. And after reading the abstract, they should always have a curiosity. So abstract should always be written in such a manner that they should have a curiosity to see bhai inhone kiya kya hai. Yes, even when you are reading an abstract, you should also get this intuition that you if when you are reading your abstract, maybe after writing 3-4 days after writing, if you're having a feeling to read it more, then your abstract is a good abstract. Are you all getting my point? That how abstract should
Yes.
be, or what should be the characteristics of abstract? Yes. So the first thing that we have seen is abstract. The next is the introduction. Okay, so we have a lot of things, so maybe I'll not take much time. So introduction is actually a brief description of whatever you are doing. So here, whatever what you will be doing is like each and every line that you are explaining in the abstract, you will be formulating one paragraph out of it. For example, you are doing black hole detection. So the first 2 paragraphs will be on why it is important, and based on the previous literature. Second thing is like what the previous literature have been done. The third thing is like what is the methodology that you are focusing on. Fourth thing is what is the research objective. Fifth will be that how this research objective will be helping in the future or further research, or maybe what it is telling. And then you would be going on to giving an overview of the paper. Okay, so when you are doing the introduction, the first paragraph and the last paragraph are important. The first paragraph tells that why this research is important, and the last paragraph tells like what are the questions or what is the objective that this research is fulfilling. Okay, in between there is a literature review and also details about what and how are you doing. Are you clear with it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then in the literature review, so literature review could be a part of introduction also, and it could be a separate section also. So here, whatever the related research have been done or contribution have been done, why they have been done or how they have been done needs to be portrayed. Okay, so writing a literature review is simple. I will give you simple tips that in Google you can type literature review phrases. So they here you actually get an idea about how you can start writing a literature review. For example, what are the wordings that you can use, like in the present time, in the previous work, in the work by this particular author, researches in the past have shown that. So these kind of wordings or these kind of dictionary you can easily get on Google that can help you write your literature review. Okay, so whenever you are writing a literature review, there are two types of writing any literature review. One is specific to a paper, and one is specific to a paper, or one is a generalized. Okay, so when I talk about this generalized, I can say that in the present researchers, mostly people are using the data science approach to detect the secrets of universe. Okay, this is a generalized thing. So to support this argument, I have to refer at least 2-3 papers which have done this kind of work. Are you getting my point? We cannot simply quote anything in the literature review. Yes, no, are you getting my point?
Yes.
That what is a generalized? Okay, in the specific you have to tell that in the work by this author, they have used this technique to find out this, and this is the gap, or maybe this is the conclusion they came up with. So that is a specific writing. So when you're writing a literature review in general, you have to include both of these. Especially towards the end, you have to go more towards the generalized statements. Yes. Okay, then in the literature review, you always have to conclude your literature review by saying that how your proposed study is contributing to the existing literature, that what other thing or what next it is doing. Then we go to methodology, so it should be very clear in the order, how you starting from how you have collected the data or what data you have used, a little explanation on the data, what is the methodology, and how you have quantified your results. Quantified matlab how you have proven your results. Okay, proven your result, as in if I give you example of classification, maybe in the further lecture you would be doing a like one of the minor project on this classifying whether a galaxy is a spiral or non-spiral. So to quantify whether your method is right or wrong, what do? Is we have a training data, we have a testing data, and we have a validation data. Okay, so on training data, we train our model or whatever machine learning algorithm we want to use. On the validation data, we see if our method is doing right or wrong. And on the testing data, we give our arguments that on this new data, this much % accuracy it has given. So that is quantifying your results, and that should also be mentioned in your methodology, that how you will be quantifying your results. Are you clear with it? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you're having any doubt anywhere in between, please feel free to ask me. Okay. Now the conclusion comes with conclusion actually is kind of the abstract and conclusion are the two important things of a paper. So before conclusion, you have results. In results, you portray whatever your results are, result image, and here it is found, and this is how it was found, explaining that. In discussion, you give your viewpoint on the result and method. So what is a discussion? Discussion is your viewpoint on the results and the method. Results, data, method. Okay. And when I talk about this conclusion, so a conclusion is having all the components, like similar to abstract. I told you, abstract has 5 components. Similar to that, a conclusion has 5 components. It is again a gist of your abstract, whatever you have written in your abstract in a different manner. It is having a little bit of your result, It is having something from your discussion, something from the future scope, and after doing all of this, one line to conclude that what has this research or how this research has contributed in the existing world. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Okay, so shall we try doing something on the writing and conclusion? So now can I expect the inputs from the audience? If you can tell me how we can conclude this black hole detection thing. Just try, please, anyone. Whatever coming in your mind, you can just come up and speak.
We can say that our method is slightly better than the previous ones.
Okay. Can you formulate it properly? That how you will be saying it. Matlab, what is the line or what is the sentence that you will be using in conclusion? Okay, I'll help you. In comparison to the available literature, our method is giving more accuracy and ease of doing. We can find some word for this ease of doing, or is helpful to quantify this thing for a multiple data sets in a time efficient manner. Yes, did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now can any one of you tell me one way how you will be writing the abstract? Okay, shall I speak the conclusion whatever is coming in my mind? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, so in the abstract, I can simply write that black hole detection has always been one of the key step to understand the universe formation, and multiple studies have been going on in the past using different approaches on different type of data and methodology. In this work, the results portray that there is a presence of this type of black hole, say twin black hole in the Firebug galaxy, which is active galaxy. uh, the results came by using the data science for astronomy, and this kind of methodology can be used at a broader scale uh, to quantify or get the presence and of black hole in multiple galaxies. And as a future scope, we can write that eventually the formation, the shape, the size, the pattern of the black hole is changing in different galaxies. If this step is repeated for a on a timely basis, it can give us more detail about how the phenology or how the pattern of the black hole and help us in understanding the formation of universe. So we conclude that astronomical data science is a prominent method that can be used uh, for this black hole detection and to further study its phenology or how it is going with the time. Did you get how we can do it? Conclusion thing, how it is combining all the things that we have done in the paper.
Yes, ma'am.
So here in the conclusion, this is the thing that you already know. This is the thing that you will know by reading, by using your own analytical skills. What is analytical skills? Analytical skills is nothing but when you see something, you analyze and you portray it. That is analytical skill. Okay. Suppose if I see a dog, I can analyze that dog and say, okay, it can be a pet dog, it cannot be a pet dog. If it is a pet dog, is it a good idea to have a pet? Okay, so that kind of analysis we have to do, develop, and that is what is mainly required when you write about this thing. Okay, because there could be multiple methods. Why the reader should be interested in your method? So that curiosity you are supposed to develop in the abstract, and after reading your research, whatever you have done, what conclusion it is giving, that is another strong point that a reader is interested in, and that should be portrayed in the conclusion. Okay, the another important things is referencing. So whatever paper you write or whatever you write, it should be well supported by the references. There are multiple ways to write the references depending upon what kind of journal you are choosing. And after you have finished writing, you need to get it published. Okay. Uh, okay, so once you have written your article or whatever you want to write, the research paper, how it proceeds is like you have different type of journals. Okay. So for astronomy also, you will be having different journals, different conference. Each journal will be having its own format. So once your content is developed, so this is I'm telling after your content is developed. So the first thing is what you do, what I call it is at pre-research, in which you find out what to research on. After pre-research, what do? You form the synopsis. After you have done the synopsis, you do the research. 1 second. After you have done with the research, you write your research, or form your content. After you have formed your content, you select the journal on which you want to publish it, then format according to it, then read its article, reread and improvise. Okay. Just a minute. And after you have improvised it and you are satisfied with it, you need to submit that article. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so after you have formatted, you need to improvise. And after you have improvised it, you will be submitting in a particular journal or in a conference. There they will be giving you a review that here it is right, here it is wrong, or more inputs is needed, or it is accepted or rejected. If your paper is rejected anytime, don't feel bad at all. Okay, because there are 2-3 reasons for rejection. The first is not suited for a journal, for that particular journal. The second thing is whatever the reader is, because the paper is always a subjective matter, he could not understand your feelings or what you want to portray. The third thing is some more improvement is needed. Okay, so if you're coming with some reviews, take it in a very positive manner, improve upon it and resubmit, either in the same journal or in a different journal. Okay, so that is how the process of it is. Like if you see any good journal, their acceptance rate is not more than 15 to 20%. What do we mean by acceptance rate of 20%? It means that out of 100 papers, only 20 they are selecting. It does not mean that rest of the 80 papers are rubbish. It means that they need to be portrayed in a better manner. Okay, or maybe the reader have not understood the feelings of the paper that you have put in the paper. Okay, so after the review, if everything goes well, it is published. Okay, so this was it for today's class. I hope you all got something out of it. Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how many of you are looking forward to write at least a research article or a research paper? Okay, so can I ask, what are you currently doing, Rishi, Ashriya, Soumya, Himanshu?
I'm currently in my second year of BTech.
Okay, very good.
The final year of BSc.
You're doing?
Final year of BSc Physics.
Okay, final year. Okay, so at this point of time when you are in your bachelor's or in your bachelor's, or maybe the first year of your master's, it's always a good idea to start writing technical paper. Because when you write a technical paper, you actually get an idea of how to write. You get fluent with the words. That hesitation to write is gone. So when that hesitation to write is gone, in the technical paper, there's no checking of plagiarism. There's no checking of, whether your facts are correct or not correct. You are just portraying whatever you have done. Okay. So when you get out of this hesitation, then it will be very easy for you to go and write your research paper. Okay. So now I just want to conclude the class by saying that it's okay if your paper gets rejected, because you will be facing it in the future. Just take it very positively, improve upon it and get ahead. Okay. And how to write, whatever you are, what to write on all these points, it's always a good idea to refresh and revive again, because sometimes we who have written the research paper, suppose if it get rejected again, we again go through how to write a research paper, then we get an idea, okay, what is missing in the paper. and then rewrite and resubmit. Okay. So I wish you all the best for your future researches, and I look forward for seeing some papers from here. Okay. So, and I hope this class was useful to all of you. Okay, so that's it for the class. And I hope you enjoyed the remaining sessions of this particular course also. Okay, so good night, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, dear.